Is it a helicopter? Is it a drone? No, it's a VTOL. A vertical takeoff and landing flying thing. It is what people mean when they talk about air taxi. This model you're seeing here is the City Airbus, an electric and autonomous VTOL with 4 seats. Some people are hyped and foresee them being a regular mean of transport, and a former German Minister for Transport even told stores in cities they should think of building a landing area on their roof. And he's not the only one. Mobility giant Uber is planning to carry their passengers above instead of through traffic jams in the future. But is it really just a matter of time until we all fly around in small tin cans? The first planned location for these air taxi services are large cities. But will they be an actual competitor for the already existing rapid transit networks? Well, let's think about that. Let's calculate as an example how many people can enter the city of Munich by S-Bahn, a rapid transit system. In the rush hour, there are 30 trains per hour and direction, and one train can transport 544 passengers. In total, that's 32,640 passengers per hour. That's so many. If all of them together would change a light bulb, they would take just one. A Munich U-Bahn line could transport 45,000 people per hour, the tram lines 5,000, a bus line up to 2,000. And on one road, 900 people could go to the city in their private cars. While for these means of transport the driveway is the critical infrastructure, there is a huge empty space above the city that the air taxis can use for free. But they still need landing areas. On one of these, air taxis can land approximately every 90 to 120 seconds if the boarding happens really efficiently. That adds up to less than 200 passengers per hour and landing area. So, to reach the same use as only one tram line, you'd have to install more than 30 landing areas. A rapid transit line is equal to up to 280 landing areas. And if we add the one S-Bahn, 2 U-Bahn and 2 tram lines in Munich, we have an equivalent use of about 800 landing areas for air taxi. And as these can't be stacked on each other but need some distance to each other, we can be quite sure that there won't be a high share of passengers coming into the city through the air. And when many people want something only a few can have, the prices will do as the airplanes and go high. So only large people can get them. No, wait, only wealthy people can get them. But maybe the prices will be high anyway. The idea of carrying people in large cities in small aircrafts is not new. In the late 1960s in the US, some helicopter airlines existed to bring airline passengers that arrived at the airport outside the city into the city center. But they didn't last for long, because the costs to operate these airlines were high and only too few people would afford the resulting fares. The new generation of aircrafts for urban transport will have to prove the ability to be cheaper than these helicopters to succeed. I do not want to state the new air taxi services are all going to fail. That would be fortune telling and that's not my business. But regarding the cost and use of them, we should not expect they will develop a significant relevance for public transport. It will solve the problem of overload streets and rail only for a few. Maybe it will find a use in a few places with difficult circumstances. But there's no other way as effective in reducing overload public transport and traffic jams as expanding the rail transit infrastructure. Well, that and staying at home.